How are you all?
Fantastic, doing fantastic.
Super awesome, Sandeep.
All right. Who is recording this session?
I am locally recording in my computer, and DJ is also
So,
doing. Someone will be doing on the cloud.
so once you do on the cloud or YouTube, just share and also the previous session, whoever has it, can you please do the same? I need the YouTube link.
Done. We'll share, Sandeep. It's there already.
Okay. All right. So today is a very, very critical session uh, for everyone, but definitely for people who are yet to start the journey of doing their own consultations, pre-consultation to independently get a client. So you've got a lead, but from a lead to independently getting a client, closing the deal on your own is what is the purpose of today's training. And so anyone here in this call who who is in that situation, which means they're not independently started closing clients, uh, I would highly recommend that after this training is done, you take notes. So notes is very important. I'm sure all of you have the notes. You take notes properly, and even after taking notes, you revisit your notes. Then when the YouTube link is shared, again listen to this training. Uh, then set up a call with your upline, discuss your learning, and then with your upline discuss your uh, next steps, how you can start doing things independently. Okay. Why is this so important, being independent in getting new clients from lead to closing? Why it is so important? Say I'm in your shoes and I'm yet to independently do these things because of lack of confidence or lack of skills or knowledge, whatever. No, I'm still not in that situation. Then for my business growth, what is the number one part of business growth? Getting clients, isn't it? Getting more and more clients consistently, month after month after month, and reach to that 1500 PV, 1000 PV, 2000 PV, and so on, personal volume consistently, not just 1 month, but month after month after month. That is very crucial for everybody in the team, not just a handful. No, I'm sure you're applying to sharing that how people are doing 2000, 4000, and there's a list that is being published in Telegram channel of Reshape Nation every month, and you will see that there are around 20, 25, 30 people which are consistently there. But my point is that if Reshape Nation has 300, 400 coaches or to be coaches, then why is not this list going to from you know 20, 30 to 100, 200 people? Make sense? So idea is that we will be able to achieve the mission of obesity free India, helping Indians, people in India get fit, lose that unnecessary unhealthy weight, get fit. That's the passion right here. That's a number one reason. Of course, in the process we make money and we improve our lifestyle. That's fine. But the number one reason why we do this is because we want to help people. We want to see fit people, healthy people, isn't it? And that can happen when more number of people become independent. If you're not independent, then you are dependent on your upline. So you get a lead and you ask upline, can you please do consultation? Upline, can you please do consultation? Upline is busy. Upline has a job full time, and they have a business to run. They have their own personal leads and clients, and then other new people also to help. How long can I be dependent on my upline to get new clients, healthy weight loss clients? Very sensible, right? What I'm saying, isn't it? So when new guys in the team, new partners, we all become independent, and not only independent in doing it, but successful at it. You're getting results. Correct? When we are like that, then suddenly you'll see that there's an explosion happening. What was, say, 30 new clients in a month for the entire team, now because you guys have become independent, it will reach to 100 or more than 100 new clients. And that is how Reshape Nation is supposed to grow. Okay, so this today's session is very, very crucial. So I'm going to talk about the process, the healthy weight loss process of client acquisition. So from a point you get an inquiry, somebody messages you, right, or calls you that I'm interested in weight loss. I got your number from so and so, or on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp, somebody messages you. So from that point till the person registers as a PC on Amway's website and places the supplement order. That's called closure. What we call it closure. So today, this session, this training is to cover this journey. How first I'll help you understand the journey, and then I'll give you some pointers on how you can become acquire the knowledge, skills, the ability to do this independently. So to cover all of this, I will do this in two sessions. So today is the first session, and next Friday on 12th December, same time, we'll have the second session. So today I will go through the, again, I'll let me first load the PPT. So this is the background, guys. So it's very important. If you have questions, uh, let me first complete the total uh, PPT, and then at the end, keep the notes. Note down your questions. If any during the training, some question come to your mind, uh, either you can put it in a chat box or write it down on your notebook so that you remember your question, you do not forget it. And towards the end, I'll spend some 10-15 minutes to answer your question. So that is very important. If you don't ask questions, then your learning is never complete. I don't believe that anybody can be so good in grasping on an online medium or even a physical personal medium that you are totally clear about everything. Not so do ask questions. All right, so let me share my screen and the PPT. Okay. Okay, can someone confirm if they can see the slide?
No, Sandeep. Still, we are seeing the Google Drive.
Why? I don't know why this is happening. Google Drive. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me share the desktop then. Still seeing the Google Drive?
Yeah.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah, we see the presentation.
Need to closure session one.
Yes. Cool. So we are going to talk about the weight loss client acquisition process from lead to closure. So this is the agenda. First, I'll talk about the process flow, how the whole process flows from one step to the next step till the closure point. And then I'll go into details of each process points. So that's session one today. And then today also I will cover what do I need. So from your perspective, right? You are the person of interest. So what do you need to do to build and develop the ability for healthy weight loss client acquisition. So to get clients, new clients, what do I need to, so that I can build my ability and then develop my ability on an ongoing basis. So that also will cover today in session 1. And then finally, session 2, next Friday, I will deep dive into the process and the skill sets. Each of the skills I'll go into detail, and process also I'll go into detail, the process steps. So that's the agenda. Okay. So let's look at the process flow. So what is the first point? So once I get an inquiry, I'm not calling a lead. So yes, we say that lead generate karo, generate lead generation, fine. But in my mind, I believe that that initial contact is just an inquiry, whether it's over a phone call or a message on any social media platform. It is an inquiry, and then you need to interact with the lead to make it a solid lead, that it is that guy is. So what it means by solidifying the lead, it means that you establish the genuineness of that person, that yes, I'm seriously looking to get healthy, lose weight, and I'm willing to put efforts if what you are offering makes sense to me. So that is called solidification. A person who comes with an inquiry, at that point of time, they may be just exploring, right? Or they maybe have this genuine desire, burning desire, nahi bhaiya ab to mujhe weight loss karna hi karna hai. So I need to be able to differentiate people like this, and I'm going to go ahead with only those people who I feel are genuinely looking for a solution, and not just कि देखते हैं क्या है रिसेप्टेशन में, देखते हैं क्या ये लोग कराते हैं, क्या डाइट देते हैं, तो वो देखने वाला people I want to eliminate at this stage itself. So how do we solidify? I can solidify in the chat itself. So let's say somebody has messaged me, so then I ask some questions over the message itself. Okay, certain questions like how did you come to know about it? Okay, great. I'll definitely help you out. Uh, uh, but first, we need to get on a quick call to understand your details. Can you share your number? So when I ask share number and they're quickly sharing the number, then of course the person seems to be genuine. And then over a quick call, I talk further, right? But if the person says that, can you share some details over the chat itself? Okay. So then I know, no, the person is not really very genuine. So this is how I want to solidify. So just establish the genuinity and the seriousness they're asking. You can always talk to your upline. They're doing it anyways. So please ask them how they do it. They can take screenshot of their conversations and share with you. So go through multiple screenshots, different scenarios, different kind of people. So they will not always. So it's not just one method, right? So there will be different kinds of people giving different inputs on messages. So how do you deal with them? So I'm sure your upline have so many examples on chat and on call. They can explain that somebody calls, and how do you handle that? So the very important, when you solidify the lead properly, you're not in a hurry to अच्छा अभी number आ गया तो बस अब शुरू कर दो process. But you first want to establish the genuinity. When you do that, then your number one, you don't waste your time on uh, not genuine leads, right? People, you don't want to waste time there. Okay. And your chances, your success ratio, conversion ratio increases significantly because you're dealing with that. So that's very important. Again, it will not come to you as a like in one step. You keep doing it with practice, with experience. Then you keep talking to your upline, get feedback from them, improve, keep doing it, and you'll figure out what is the right way to solidify the lead. But this is important. You need to solidify the genuineness of the person. Okay. That's the first step in the process flow. So now you have a lead, and then all of us should be having a lead tracker. We are all business owners. We must work with trackers, tools and trackers. There should be a lead tracker in either Xmore. We recommend Google Sheet, which is on cloud. So putting your data in cloud makes more sense than putting data on a computer, laptop. Right? That way it's safe and it can be accessible from anywhere. Mobile phone also you can access. So in the lead tracker, you update the lead details only and only when I have solidified the lead, not just because I got an inquiry message, I put that on the lead track. So that's first thing you do in this process of getting new clients. So once I have the solidify the lead, then I need to set up the pre-consultation, the first call. Okay. So you message and say that when are you available for a 10 to 15 minutes call to understand your situation. So I want to understand what is your current condition. For that, I will take a 10 to 15 minute call. Now, when I'm talking about the process flow, I will give you the standard flow that most of us follow. But as we know, as any business, right, a growing business will always have innovation, which is important. If we still do the things which we were doing 5 years, 6 years back, same way, then we are not growing. There has to be innovation. There has to be so a lot of us, senior coaches, we have figured out more efficient way of doing things. So there are variations. Your upline might be doing in a certain way, this whole flow. Some other upline will do in a certain way. You will join an open meeting or PACE meeting. Somebody will say that I do it this way. All of that is correct because that's innovation, right? So it is important to be creative, innovative, what works, keep improving. But then I cannot talk about all the 10, 15 different ways that people follow in this. So I'm going to talk about a standard skeleton way, and there are so many variations. You need to talk to upline and figure out that what works best for you. But I recommend everyone to start with this skeleton, what I'm covering today. And then as you gain experience and become more confident, then you and your upline work together and figure out how I can improve the process and get better results with lesser time and effort. Okay, that's the idea. So standard thing, you got the lead, you talk to the lead or chat with the lead over messaging, and set up the first call of this process, which we call as pre-consultation. In short, pre-con. It's called pre-consultation, which means the call before consultation. So it's called pre-consultation, and in short, we call it pre-con. So do the pre-con. So set up the appointment, the call time details in the first step. So I'll define the lead, and then on the given day and time, you make the phone call. Okay. Now here variation could be that you do a video call instead of just a phone call. You do a video call, and so that you can see the client and the client can see you. This works for people who are in shape. Okay, if the coach itself is not in shape, then of course video call will not be a good idea. So again, there are many variations. So here in step 2 of the process flow, you do the pre-consultation, which is about getting the details of the person's, your lead's current situation. Okay, and I'll explain details in the next slide. And after the pre-consultation is done, then you share a Google form link for them to fill the form. The form will capture a lot of details about the current symptoms, what all symptoms they're facing with respect to day-to-day health. Ask for the pics. Why pics are important? Because if you've studied the healthy weight loss concept, then, or you have attended my last training, then different people with different root causes will gain the weight in different ways. So how the excess weight is distributed all over the body, it gives you a lot of information about what exactly is going on inside, and hence accordingly you can design the program for them. So you ask for the pics, okay, and you ask that the report, the health reports, if they have any. Okay, so that's step number 2. So you have done the pre-consultation, then you send the form link, you ask for the pics and report, and set up the next call for consultation. So whichever time you set up in such a way that they have enough time to take the photographs and send to you and fulfill the form, everything. Okay. Sometimes it can happen in 1 hour time, but after 1 hour I send everything. If the person is really, urgency, I really want to get started ASAP. So you say, okay, then take an hour, send the details to me and I'll assess, and within the next hour we can have the next call. or it could be happening next day or in 2 days' time. My suggestion is that if the person says that, I'll do it next week, all of that. So try and reduce this gap between pre-con and consultation. So set up that next call and then ask them to send the details. If let's say the day or time of the consultation is coming near and still you have not got the details, then you must do follow-up. It makes sense to do a follow-up. Ask for that. I have not seen the form yet, or I got the form filled, but I'm yet the pics are yet to be sent. So let me know if you will send it tonight, because tomorrow we have the course, whatever. So you do some kind of follow-up. And finally, the last step is you do the consultation. Whatever program you've designed for the lead based on the assessment of the root cause, you explain that program design. There will be questions, there will be objections, doubts. So you do objection handling. And finally, when all objections are handled, the person has no more doubts, no more questions, then you do closure, which is create the ID and get them order the supplements. So that's closure. Okay. They're all skills. Consultation is a skill, objection handling is a skill, closure is a skill. We'll talk in detail about it. So this is how the process flow looks like. How do I take a lead from that to a client stage? Okay, very simple process, not much complications. Let's get into details. Yeah, variation. As I told you that this is a basic skeleton. There are so many variations. One example is that a lot of people who are in shape and they do video call, they will merge step 2 and 3. Okay, which means in the same call, I'll do pre-consultation. Then I'll share my screen and fill the Google form myself by taking inputs from them in the video call. And then instead of asking for pics, I just ask them to stand up and turn right, left, so I can assess the fat distribution. And if they have any reports, they can immediately share on WhatsApp. So all of these are done immediately, right? And then I'll ask for 5 minutes to assess the details, and then I'll do the consultation. So I don't need to wait for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days to get these details. I can just do it. So that's a variation. Okay. So be creative. The idea is to get better and better. But my suggestion is when you are starting off, then follow this step by step. So you can get some experience, some confidence, some learning. You'll fail, you'll make mistakes, and then go into variation. Don't start variations from beginning itself. That's my suggestion. Again, you listen to your upline who is guiding you, coaching you, mentoring you. Your upline may have the confidence on you that looking at your abilities, personality, let's start with the variations itself. Fair enough. It's okay. Okay. I see a message. Is someone has a question? Nitin, Dhananjay?
No messages, Sandeep. Yeah.
Okay. Chat, there is 100.
Oh,
Anyways.
I think they have sent directly to you.
What?
I sense they have chatted directly to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the process flow. Let's get into the each step details. So solidify the lead, what it means. I've already explained this. I need to get into further thing. That this means that it makes sense to ascertain the genuineness of the lead. Okay. So that how to do that, there are different ways. Again, ask your upline. They will share certain screenshots with you. All right, now let's come to detailed deep dive into pre-consultation and the step 2 basically. So this is a standard way I do pre-consultation. Okay, I feel is very effective for me. It works very well for me. High conversion ratios. Having said that, Again, your upline might be doing in a different way. So you and your client discuss and figure out the best way to do pre-consultation. So this is what I do. I call the person and hi, hello, small talk. How are you doing? How was your day? All of that. And then I do introductions. So I ask the person, where are you from? What do you do? Okay. I tell about myself, my background. I have a good background, so I leverage that. I do talk about that I'm from IIT and I'm Ahmedabad. So I know that this will definitely bring up the respect level and admiration level. Again, uh, you may have your own way of introducing yourself, which will portray yourself in a good light. So you figure out what is best way you can introduce yourself. Okay. So do that, and then next is I set the agenda. See, any call you do to your client, to prospects, uh, it makes sense to call out that what are you going to discuss in this call and how much time it will take in the beginning itself, and then stick to it. Okay, stick to it. It's very professional, and if you're like me who wants professional kind of clients, my healthy weight loss clients are all professionals, MBAs, engineers, lot of from my B list, my alumnus, and also even other Facebook also people coming who work in professional. I want that kind of client base. That's my preference. So when I set the agenda like this and call duration, they like it. Okay. So what do? I set the agenda. I say that. So in this call, what we'll do? Say I'm talking to a person named Akash. I say Akash. Today's call will be around 10 to 15 minutes, and uh, first I'll ask you some questions because my first idea is to understand your current health condition. So to be able to understand that, I will ask you a set of questions, and please answer honestly to the best of your knowledge and understanding. So that's first one. Then next, once I have got that, then I will explain the fundamental science behind our program. Our weight loss program is totally science backed. So what is that fundamental concept that drives this program? I'll talk about that, and then I'll explain the next steps what to do. Okay. So unless you have some extra information or extra question to ask, we should be able to complete this call in 15 minutes. So that's how I start the call. Okay. Then next, I have a set of questions. All of you should have a prepared list of questions. Of course, I don't use a written one now because it's all memorized. But if you're new, it makes sense to have either in a piece of paper or in your laptop screen in front of you, that what questions you, so you don't miss out on any question. So you ask about, what's your current, you start with height, age, and current weight. Then you could do a quick assessment of by subtracting the centimeter height 105. Okay. That's typically, it should be the ideal weight. And then you say that, oh, roughly you are approximately this much overweight. So yeah, not a problem. We can help you with that. And then you ask next is, you want to understand how or when did you start gaining weight, and so on. So I'm not going to spend time on giving you each question. If you're interested, you or your client can reach out to me. I can share my set of questions. Okay. So idea is, so when I ask these questions, it serves two purposes. Very important to understand. Please be very attentive in this part, that when I ask this set of questions, it serves me two purposes. Number one, I understand that situation, what is happening, right? Specifically related to any medication or medical conditions, all of that is very important. Any stress that is there. And when you talk about stress, I get a little personal. I want to get into, because a lot of people have personal reasons of stress. It could be some issue in the husband-wife relationship. It could be some deep financial problems, which people are generally not comfortable in talking about. But if you are very genuine in your asking questions and you're listening carefully and taking notes, uh, uh, you know, then they can feel your sincerity in your voice. Okay. And they open up. I have people who have spoken, shared with about their depressions and anxiety problems. Uh, and they have told me that nobody in my family knows this. Please do not share this with anyone. And I tell them that it is a relationship between a coach and a client, which is completely confidential. It's just like you go to a doctor, unless you are very open and frank about all your health problems, you don't explain properly. If you hide something, then doctor's treatment will not be the best way. So you need to be honest with the doctor. Same with us. If you want me to guide you properly, coach you properly, give you best results, you should not hide anything from me. And feel confident, share, and you can be rest assured that every single detail of yours will be totally confidential. So these kind of conversations happened with my leads, and they appreciate it. Okay, so build understanding of the lead's health condition by asking these questions. And when they are explaining, okay, when you ask a question and they start talking about it, now you will get some leads who are like to the point. You ask a question, they answer in very matter of fact, maximum one sentence. They'll answer it. But you will also get leads who like to talk, who want to give you complete background and context, the history and story. Now, we must listen to understand and empathize. No rush. Please do not think that, oh, I have 15 minutes for this, I have a next call, I have a consultation coming up, I have this coming up, that coming up. No, I want you to, at that time, just focus on the person. And if they are talkative, they are explaining and talking a lot, listen with patience. Do not get upset, do not get irritated, do not get frustrated. Be patient, empathize. They're talking about their health. At that point of time, their health is the most important for them, and their health should also be most important for us. Okay, nothing else matters. Trust me, guys, this step number 3, if you can do very effectively, it will help you not only in closure time, it will also help you in supplement reorder time. It will help you when you are asking for referral, because they'll remember this, that when they were trying to explain, you listened. And not only you listen with patience, with understanding, and genuinely you listen. And for a person, it is very, very, very extremely rare that somebody listens properly to them. Anyone. Everybody wants to talk. Very few genuinely want to listen. So if you can do that, you can crack that, genuinely listening to understand their situation and empathize when they talk about that, no, this is a problem in my house, nobody supports me. Empathize, not sympathize, empathize, understand what they could be feeling, get into their shoes, and then automatically you will say a few words, a phrase, which in a genuine tone, and they will get it that you are really understanding the situation. If that you can, this step 3 you cracked, you have won that client. The client is on your side now, a lead rather. Okay, and this will help you in closure time. This will help you when you want them to follow the program properly, when you want to reward or supplement or give them referrals. All of that ties down to this step 3. I hope you understand this point. Okay. If not, you should go through recording this part again and again. Okay. So in the Q&A part, you have a set of questions. You ask and they listen them, what they want to talk about. No, do not interrupt them. Let them first finish, then go on to next, or you want to ask any follow-up question to that specific part itself. And take notes. Whatever detail they're giving to you, write it. Genuinely write it. Okay. Because it will help, the fact will help you in consultation. And again, it is a communication that you are genuine. So that's the most important part of pre-consultation, pre-con. So once you have asked all your questions, they have completely explained, told all the things. Now you have nothing more to ask. Then you say that, hey, thank you for sharing all the details. It's really very helpful, especially the part you spoke about this. It was really very helpful. And I appreciate you being so open with me, frank with me, because the more it is so, the better I can help you. So you appreciate that part. And then, okay, now let me talk about the fundamental science concept that drives our program. And then you talk about the root cause concept. I'm sure all of you have learned it from your applying, where you talk about symptoms and the idea of symptoms and how symptoms is what people do, the paracetamol example. And then idea is to get into root cause, and same way in weight loss, weight is the fat is the symptom, and there's an underlying health condition, which is a root. Idea is to take care of that root cause for a sustainable weight. So that's what, if you do not know, then just listen to any one recording of applying or ask your applying to tell you. It's a very simple thing, standard thing. So standard thing, you can copy paste the same lines, same words every single time. And it should be like that only, exact words that work. And you end this whole part with this very, I feel is very impactful statement that for us, let's say Akash, so for us, in nutshell, weight loss is not a weight problem. I'll repeat it. Weight loss is not a weight problem, it's a health problem. You see, the underlying health condition is the root cause. Unless we address that, weight loss is not really true weight loss. Okay, so our focus is on health. So you establish the idea of healing here. So that we talk about in consultation, it is not a hard sell, it's an easy sell, because you established the idea that weight loss is important. So this line is very, very crucial. So end this part with that line and ask that, does it make sense to you? In my experience, nobody has yet said, no, doesn't make sense. Everyone will say, yes, it makes sense. Weight loss is a health problem. And then, so your call is done, and you talk about the next step. So the next step is, I'll share this form, this pics and now reports. I don't ask people to go for tests fresh. I said that, have you done any health checkup, blood test or health checkup done recently? If they say yes, how recent? If it is 3 months or 6 months, I take that. 6 months again too far for me. If it is 3 months, within 3 months. If it is older than 3 months, then I say that I'll ask you to go for a fresh checkup, but not now. It's not needed now, but when you start the program, so that we can have a benchmark to measure your progress. So that's what I talk about. And then I say that how much time it will take for you to send the form and pics. Usually people say 1 day. Then I schedule the next call, which time, and this the next call will be where I will, after assessing your root cause, giving your details, I'll explain the entire program design, the cost of the program, and the next steps, how to get started. So it will be 40 to 45 minutes call. So please be available at that time. And then ask for Gmail ID and then block the Google Calendar so they can remind. The Google can remind them on the phone that this call is there. Also, here one thing I do is, if the person said that he or she is married, then I said that I would like your spouse also to be on this call. So if it's a lady, then husband. If it is husband, then wife. If the guy, then the wife. Why? Now, if that is not possible, then I still go ahead with the consultation. But then the chances of closure increases significantly if the spouse is present. So in typical Indian setup, it is mostly the husband who takes the buying call, the financial call, that okay, we can spend this much. Even though the lady is earning, still most time the finances in the hand of the husband. So that is one thing for the guy to be there in the call. If it is a guy, okay, then why do I want the wife to be in the call? Because all this diet, cooking, all of that will be done taken care by the lady. So she needs to understand why the person has to follow that kind of a diet. Okay, so that why it not only needs to be cleared for the person who will do the program, but also the spouse. Even for husband also. So when wife starts eating all those things, the husband should not say, "Kya kha rahi ho? Is it not healthy hai?" तो वो सब पंगा होएगा. Unnecessary objections will be. But if both husband and wife are there on this call, then they also understand that why that kind of supplements are being taken, why that kind of diet is being followed. All of that is covered in the consultation, right? So I want that. Can we have that? If they say that no, so they can say no, right? Number one is that maybe they have not yet informed the spouse that they're going for this kind of program. So they are not comfortable. Second would be that no, they're fairly independent. नहीं, I can take care of myself. तो मैं उसको समझा दूंगा. So I do not insist on this. I request, I suggest, okay. But if they are not comfortable, then I do, because if I insist too much, they can just take a step back and drop out. So, but I very genuinely and strongly suggest first type that. It will be good for, because then they also will understand, they can support you. I'm not saying that they can take a financial decision or they can. I say that when we have found that whenever the spouse also is understanding the whole program design, then they are more appreciative and supportive when you follow the program. And spouse support always helps. So that is my logic to them. So sometimes they're not comfortable, so I don't push it. Okay, I leave it. But then I know that whenever the spouse is in the call, chances of closure is significantly higher. And if it is a single person, unmarried guy or girl, then if they stay with parents, then I want the mother to be definitely know, or mother or father, if possible, both. They should also understand, because in these cases, mother will be cooking for support. Again, if the guy says that no, my parents are cool, if I tell them, they'll just support it, or I'm independent, so I'll not push it. I hope you understand this part, right? So this I suggest. So this is how the pre-consultation goes. Okay. Let's move on. Now comes, so you've got the form, you've got the pics. If possible, if the reports are, we've got the reports, although report does not really matter much in consultation. Okay. So then you have done the assessment, and now time has come to do the consultation call. So you call the person. Again, you do hi, hello, had your dinner, all of that thing. How was the day? Small talk, done. Then you say that thanks for sending the report, the form and the pics. I have gone through your details, and my root cause assessment is this is so and so. Fatty liver condition, or stressed out adrenal, thyroid is inflamed, or is a ovary stretched out, whatever. Now, whenever I say, let's say fatty liver, okay, is the root cause. Now, some people who do not know about fatty liver, they can get very concerned, because liver is an important organ. So the moment you say that something is wrong with the liver, it can cause panic, right? So the moment I say fatty liver condition, immediately I say that, no, please be clear that this is not a medical problem which needs medical treatment. This is a lifestyle problem, and it can very quickly be, very easily be resolved by lifestyle changes, which the program will help you do that. So be clear, it is something that happens because of your lifestyle issues, and hence can be easily resolved by lifestyle. So this is what I do. And then I have designed the program as such. Okay. So you say that, and then you set the agenda. I say that. So today, the call, as I told you earlier, it is going to be around 40 to 45 minutes. In that, first I'll explain the entire program design, and then any doubts or questions you may have, you can ask. I'd like to clear those. And then I'll share the cost details, the cost structure of the program. And after that, if you're okay with all the cost details, then we'll go ahead with the next steps. So that's the idea of call today. Is that okay? He says, yes, I'm okay with 45 minutes time. Then, okay. So before I start, what do I do? I say that before I start the program details, I want to do a quick recap of the last call. Now, why do I want to do quick recap? Number one, no person can recall every single thing from one quick call, right? So likely they will not remember the root cause, and the weight loss is a weight problem, not a weight problem, health, all of that. So I want to quickly, don't again, not so much details like last time, but very crisp, quick summary of root cause concept and the weight loss being a health problem, the weight problem. Now, why this recap is also important? If the spouse is there or the parent is there, they also get to understand our approach of root cause concept. Okay, so that when I explain the next program details, they can easily connect. So that's why recap is very important to help the lead also get the refresh of what was spoken about, and the spouse or parent also to understand our fundamental approach to weight loss. So recap is important. Again, please do not go into details. Should be not more than 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. The recap. Okay. So once recap is done, I said that makes sense. Yes, yes. So now let's get into the program details. So I have designed a program in 3 parts. I'll explain each part one by one in detail. Okay. And then you go to first part is healing the root cause. As I told you earlier, weight loss is a health problem, and hence healing the root cause is most important. And then you go and explain about how nutrition healing works. So of course, the today's training it does not the I cannot explain exactly what I say, but if anybody is interested, I can give you a script of my entire consultation, word by word, line by line. All right. Of course, it will not have the question answers or doubt clearing session, beautiful, but exactly what I is my presentation. So I can give that to you if you're interested, or you can learn from your upline. Now, this is the most important part of the consultation. If you get the buy-in of your lead in nutrition healing, and the supplements are of brand Neutralite by Amway, if they buy into it, the rest all are piece of cake. Okay, so that's why your maximum energy, confidence, and presentation skill should be totally focused on this part. You need to crack this part. Okay, so practice it, learn it properly. So I talk about how nutrients heal that body's health problems. So whatever fatty liver or PCOD or whatever problem you have, it will get healed and become healthy. And when it comes to supplements, then why supplement? I'll explain that nutrition that we need is not possible only from diet, so we need supplements. And then we talk about supplements. There are thousands of brands. The number one brand that we trust completely is Neutralite, and which is marketed by a company called Amway. So this part is explain. Then I pause for a few seconds. Count three. 1, 2, 3. Let them internalize what has been explained. And then I say that any questions or doubts in this part 1 of the program. It is important for you to ask this so that before we move on to the part 2, you are clear about this. So I encourage people to ask questions or doubts from this part, because if they have objections or doubts about using supplements or using Neutralite or Amway, then I don't need to even go for part 2. Why should I waste my energy if the person is stuck that no, I don't think I'm comfortable with supplements, I don't know, then I want to first handle those objections. And if despite my best effort the objections still remain, then I would end the call so that I'm available, you think over it. If you want more information, reach out to me again. I'm happy to help you. And so once you are comfortable with the idea, then we will move on to the other things. Otherwise, there's no sense. Okay, so that's it. I don't want to talk about how weight loss will happen, because why should I, right? But let's say after, in a lot of cases, especially in referrals cases, because they already know that nuclear supplements are being used. So when I say this, any questions, doubts, no, I know that no, my friend has used it, so I think it makes sense. So then it is an easy thing. But some questions are being asked, doubts and objections. I answer those, clear those doubts, handle objections. And after that, they feel, what you say makes sense. I'm okay with that. Let's move on. So then I move on to the next part. So here, move ahead only if the lead is okay with this part wholeheartedly. You can sense that he has got it. He's willing to take up the supplements part. So then you move on to, so that now that nutritional healing part is done, which is the most important one to heal your root cause, let's move on to discussing the part 2 of the program, which is weight loss. How exactly weight loss will happen. So when you say like that, in the mind of your lead, the distinction has been made that supplements are not for weight loss. A lot of people get confused that मेरे को weight loss का दवाई खिला रहे हैं. But because I said now we will come to the part where it will help you in the actual weight loss. So it is separate from the Neutralite supplements. So I said this will help. So what do I need to do for weight loss? There are 2 things you need to do. One, you have to follow a certain diet, and you have to follow some activities where we call stress management activities, because these are the two main drivers of your weight gain. So then I'll explain that diet concept of low carb, ketosis, ketogenic diet, and how it works in your fat loss. I'll explain that. And so while I'm explaining, it is very important to talk about that what will be you following. It will be very highly nutritious and healthy diet, a lot of vegetables, proteins, healthy fat. So I want to create a picture in their mind that they have a plate full of things to eat. Okay. And carbs is something we'll avoid. That's how body will get into fat burning. And that is what we want. So that the whole day's energy is supplied by fat. And then I said that only diet is not going to be sufficient. It will help you in weight loss. Definitely you see progress, but at some point of time you will see slowing down or plateauing, getting stuck. And that is probably because the stress part is not being taken care of. So that's why it's equally important, if not more. And then talk about the 4 steps of stress management. So these 2 are things that will together help you in achieving your weight loss. So first step, what we explained, healing the root cause. So that is the underlying thing. Next, we spoke about how weight loss will happen. Again, pause. 1, 2, 3. Any questions? Any doubts? Please feel free to ask. And I'll keep quiet. People have questions, right? So they'll ask questions. I'll answer the questions, clear the doubts, and handle objections. And then everything is clear. Let's move on to the 40 exercises and explain about exercises. Again, pause, ask for questions. This is very important skill. Okay, pause and silence. It makes people a little uncomfortable and they want to say something. You should not be in a hurry to start speaking again. Okay, pause. So that's done. Explain that. So once you explain all 3 parts, do a quick recap of 3 parts, very quick. So what we have discussed is that the program, you will have 3 things. 1, healing using nutrients, which is really a root cause, because that is important to have sustainable weight loss. And then we explain about diet and stress management, helping you lose weight. Actual fat loss will happen. And then you develop fitness and tone your body using exercise. So all 3 are equally important and very, very crucial to be following the program as per coach. And I'll be there to guide you, coach you properly. Conclude it this way and say that, does the program make sense? Do you think this makes sense, what I've spoken about so far? They say, yeah, absolutely makes sense. Or if you have any more question, they'll ask. If they make sense, yes is there, then start talking about, let's make the cost structure. And then you start with the coaching fees. You say that coaching fees is 6,000, 5,000, whatever you want to say, 20,000, I don't know. So say that. However, since the time of COVID started, we waived away the coaching fees and we are still continuing with that. Every quarter or every month, Reshape Nation leadership discusses about it, but so far we have decided to continue the coaching fees. It can, any month we can bring it back, but right now we are waived off. We have, don't say that we don't charge coaching fees, so that we have a coaching fees, but we have waived off the charges. So I'm sure that is a good news for you, right? Just straight away saving on 20,000 or 5, whatever you say. So that's gone. So next cost, which is a major cost, is supplement cost. And talk about that roughly. How much is the cost, and then grocery cost, how much is the cost. You talk about it, and you say that any question, doubts here. If they have no questions or they have some question, I'll explain that. And no question, then before going to next step, you say that so now that we are happy to waive off the coaching fees, and you're also happy that you're saving on this much of money. There's one thing that we do in Reshape Nation, which kind of we can say, since I'm a coach, I'll be a guru, so we can ask for Guru Dakshina. So we do ask that instead of the coaching fees, we ask for Guru Dakshina. And what is that? Then I talk about Mission Obesity Free India and how our clients have always been our primary source of reaching out to more and more people. So that mission is possible only when you reach out to maximum people. And the Guru Dakshina that you say that when you get results, when you're getting results, you're seeing good progress, and you are happy about it, can you, give us some referrals along the way so we can reach out to more people? That's the only Guru Dakshina that we want. Is that okay with you? Yes, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so you set up that base for referrals right away, and use very nicely. You bring the concept of Guru Dakshina. Okay, again, it requires confidence. So initially you may fumble, you may not do it well. That's okay. Make mistakes, fail, but keep doing it. Once you become very good at it, you will see the magic that will happen. All right, so therefore everything is clear, the program is clear, the cost is clear, and let's go to the next step. Next stage is to help you create an ID so that you can get the discounted prices from Amway. So we can do it right away online. It will take not more than 5 minutes. We create the ID, and then after ID created, I'll add the supplements to your card, and you can place the order using, if you have a credit card, or if you want to use GPay or that, I can do the order in my end, or you can GPay me, whatever works for you. So you give those options. And then you close. So this is called closing the deal. So if they may have some question, the separate discussion we'll have in session 2, how to take them to closure. So this whole discussion should take 40 to 45 minutes, and this is how you effectively can do consultation, objection handling, and closure. Okay. Now we have understood the process. We have got a client, closure is done, client order products, great. Now I'm a new guy, I'm looking to start this journey now. I'm not very confident. So what do I need to do right now to build and develop the ability, the confidence, the skill, the knowledge so that I can start getting clients. I can do it effectively. So here are the things. Now our goal should be to become excellent in any field. Excellence should always be our perfection. A lot of people want to be perfect. Suppose ठीक से होना चाहिए. That is a wrong concept. Mistakes are important. We will all, even today also I'll make a mistake if I do consultation and all these things. Well, happens. Like every mindset ठीक नहीं है. I'm not in a good mood. Client may not be in a good mood. बहुत सारे factors होते हैं. We all make mistakes. We fail. But the idea is, the approach is excellence. Excel. What is excellence? Keep getting better. Every time I do it better, better, better. Learn and get better. Learn and get. That is called excellence. Okay. Perfection नहीं चाहिए. Perfectly ठीक था मेरा पूरा प्री कंसल्टेशन. Perfectly 100% perfect was my consultation. नहीं ऐसा नहीं होएगा. But was I excellent? Am I on the way to become excellent? Yes. So what is excellence? It has 3 factors. My mindset will contribute to my excellence, my knowledge level will contribute to my excellence, and my skill level. Now you can note something very interesting on this screen. The size of mindset is bigger than size of knowledge and skills. Okay. What it means is that mindset is the most influential factor in success, excellence. Okay. So even though, let's say, my knowledge is not to the mark, my skill is not up to the mark, okay, average, but mindset is very powerful, right? Top level of mindset, then still I'll get very good results. I'll excel at doing consultations and pre-consultation. But let's say I have very high knowledge, very deep knowledge, amazing knowledge of the domain. Okay, my skills are also fantastic, top level skills, but my mindset is average. I'm struggling with the mindset. Then even though high knowledge and high skills, but my output results will be low. That's how powerful mindset is. Of course, to get best possible results, high mindset, high knowledge, high skills, isn't it? So let's keep everything high. Right? So that's how it is. So keep this mind. Let's talk about each of these 3 very quickly. So what is mindset? And this is very specific to the healthy weight loss process. Right? In general, I'm not talking about mindset in general. I'm very specifically talking about mindset that should be there as you go for client acquisition. Number 1 mindset, you work with a burning strong desire to be a people magnet, which means you develop a desire that every person I talk to, they get impressed, influenced by me as a coach, and they really want to join my program with me as a coach. So I'm attracting people like a magnet. Okay. So you should have that kind of mindset. This is what my thought process. Desire is like that. Okay. It brings intensity in your work, which is very important for results. Second mindset is, I am doing this to serve people and collect their blessings. When people bless you, right? When people give you gratitude and they bless you, it's a very powerful energy. It becomes a protector for you. Okay. So always think when you do this work, when you're talking to a lead, when doing consultation, just 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the call, you repeat these mindset. That I do this because I'm very, very happy to serve people, become healthy, and collect their blessings. Okay, it's a very nice feeling. Next mindset is that I'm committed to give amazing results, inspirational results to my clients. Every client that comes to me, I do wonderful coaching and I'm committed to it to give them great results. Okay, inspiring the results inspire people around them. That's the mindset I have when I'm doing the pre-consultation, when I'm doing the consultation. This kind of thought process I have. And lifelong relation, which means I am looking for this client to build a lifelong relationship, not just keep weight loss हो गया खत्म. But उसके साथ मेरा जो bonding बनेगा, the bonding and the friendship that I'll develop, it will be a lifelong thing. He may remain a client or may not remain a client or may become a partner. All three options are there. He will not be using products anymore, but he will remain in touch. That's my idea. Whether they continue to use products or not. Or they continue to use products, remain a client and give me referrals lifetime. I want that kind of relationship. So I'm committed to that. This guy, I'm putting effort to make my client. I want to have a looking forward to a lifelong relation. That's why you listen carefully. You listen to understand. You bring empathy in their situation. You understand. No? So these are the 4 key things that should be developed in your mindset. Now, question some of you may ask is that, Sandeep, let me rephrase it this way. Some of you may have these kind of qualities existing already, maybe one of them or 2 of them or all 4, right? Then you're blessed. Then your mindset is ready. You don't have to work hard for it. But however, what if some of you do not possess this mindset at this point of time? You don't have this mindset. Maybe one of these or 2 or let's say some of you do not have any of these 4. Right now I don't feel the commitment. I don't feel that thinking that I want to make a, okay. So how do I develop that? And let me give you a very good news. So it is all scientific. Developing a specific mindset is science. Okay, and the science is what some of you might have heard, but don't worry about jargon. It's called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity, which means the brain can change permanently. And what is mindset? It's our thoughts. Thoughts कहाँ पे है? मेरे mind में. Okay, the mind is plastic, which means it can change for permanent. And what is this change? Bringing these new, each of these mindset is a neural connection in the brain. So you can create new neural connections, which will reflect this mindset. So next question, so science is there, we can do it. So what is the tool to achieve this neuroplasticity? The tool is called, in this case, it will be self-talk. I've done trainings, your appliance leaders have those training recordings, they know about this concept called self-talk, how we can change our belief system or mindset, bring in new mindset if it's not there permanently in our mind. That is how done by self-talk. So you can do it, okay? So don't say that, but no, you say, Sandeep, that serving mindset should be there, but I don't have that serving mind. I don't feel that serving other people. It's okay. There will be some people who are like that, but you can develop this mindset by using self-talk. Okay, so that's a mindset part, and I told you that this is the most influential factor in getting success in getting new clients. So do work on this, and it is not that difficult. Neither it is. It will take a lot of time. It can be very quick if you do it right to develop this mindset. Then, of course, you need to have deep domain knowledge. There are 3 knowledge that you need to read, study books, watch videos, and get training from your upline. First, of course, is the domain knowledge of healthy weight loss. So the hormonal science and nutrition, body work, how the body works, liver system, thyroid system, all of that. So you do study and don't just stick to one book. Study more, expand, always look to learn. latest. So continuously upgrade your domain knowledge. And of course, since you're dealing with people, all these leads and clients are people, right? So you need to acquire the knowledge about how people operate and how you can build very good relationships. The interpersonal relationship, so read about it. So there are books like Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win and Influence People. There are books by Les Giblin, the book by Stephen Covey, the book by John C. Maxwell. There are 4 authors I would recommend you to study in the domain of people and relationship. And then, of course, you're applying to give you training on these topics. And the third knowledge you must have is the 3 universal laws: laws of attraction, laws of averages, and law of sowing and reaping. You must internalize these 3 laws in your existence. You must completely on top of these 3 laws: law of attraction, law of averages, and law of sowing and reaping. They work all the time, wherever you are in the universe. Every time they work. So you need to know, have the knowledge. Of course, use knowledge. Applied knowledge is what is important. So domain knowledge, knowledge about people, behavior, and building relation with people, and knowledge of the 3 universal laws. So this knowledge is required. Again, it is not necessary that you have all the knowledge first, then you start the work. No. As I told you, right, the success is mindset, knowledge, and skill. So even if knowledge is right now, say 0.2 only, you can still become successful getting client because the mindset is very high. Okay. Of course, continue to build the knowledge. You should reach out to gain all the knowledge you needed in the next 5 to 6 months. But it's not a prerequisite that I must acquire all knowledge, read all these 8-10 books first, then only I'll start doing that. No. Neither it is needed for the knowledge part, nor the skill part, not even the mindset part. You don't need to be perfectly in all these 3 things, then only you start the work. You start the work after this training. That's it. This training is done, maybe 1 or 2 times you listen to this YouTube video recording, and then you start. Just start. Entrepreneurs पहले पानी में कूदेंगे, फिर फिगर आउट करेंगे कितना गहरा है. That is entrepreneurship in a very not succinct, brief way. So you start because now you got the knowledge कि कैसे करना होता है client acquisition. Now you know it. You start it, and then as you start it, you will make mistake. That's okay. Your client will there help you, and parallelly you work on building your mindset, acquire the knowledge, and brush up, sharpen your skills, build up your skills. That is how entrepreneurs work. You should not wait कि सब कुछ अच्छे पहले कर लूँ, स्किल बना लूँ, नॉलेज पूरा इकट्ठा कर लूँ, माइंडसेट पूरा बना लूँ अच्छे से, तब जाके शुरू करूँगा. Doesn't work that way. ठीक है? तो knowledge part is taken care of, mindset taken. Now last is skills. So what are skills? Are again business में बहुत सारे skills चाहिए, but to be specific with this part, from lead to closure, getting new clients, these are skills you should work on to develop. First, of course, is people skills, which means how to interact with people, how to speak, how to listen, and how to respond. Okay. So that's people skills, understanding people behavior. Second skill is interpersonal relationship, which is building relationship. Now that you have got a lead, what are things you do which can help you in building a good relationship? Then listening. Now listening is part of people skill only and part of communication skill also, but it is such a fantastic topic, such an important topic that it's a separate topic itself. Listening skills, it is such important. By listening you can conquer the world, and I'm a great example of this. I do speak a lot on trainings because I like doing it, trainings and education, but when I'm in a setup with other people, you will find mostly me quiet. Okay, I'm not a talkative guy in a group setup, but I listen very well, and I've got fantastic relationship from school, college, my professional business, primarily because of this one skill that I really practice very well: listening. It is a winning thing. You can win people. Yes. Presentation skills should be great because consultation is a presentation. When you do consultation, okay, it's a presentation. You're presenting in a very specific. You may use slides. If you're doing a video call, you may use slides also, but I think it is more about interaction between you and the client, face to face, eye contact, or on call also, your tone of voice. So it should be very well prepared. So you need to have a presentation skills. If better your presentation skills, you can do more effective consultations. Objection handling. So when people object, I don't like supplements. I don't want to use supplements. Or I don't have this much money. I don't want to spend so much money. This is too high cost. Can reduce the cost. I cannot stop eating carbs. I need my rice and idli and dosa and all of these things. Roti, chapati. These are all objections. They're not questions. They're objections. Now, questions are to be answered. Questions are to be answered. Doubts are to be cleared. But objections are to be handled. Okay. So there's a very specific skill. We'll go into little detail in the next session too. And finally, last skill that we all should be learning and developing is closure skills, which means when the lead has said that I'm all okay with the program details, I'm all okay with the cost, but still some people do not have the habit of decision making on their own. They want to talk to somebody, they want to discuss with other people. That's a habit people have. When it comes to making decision, they are not very prompt. Majority of people are like that. Some people will be quick decision makers and they will say, yeah, let's go ahead. So that's where the closure skills you need to take the majority of people who are not prompt at decision making. How do you take them to decision making right away on the call itself, consultation? The more it gets delayed, so हाँ tomorrow कल करते हैं, परसों करते हैं, the more it gets delayed, the probability of the person taking a program reduces. So your best chance is to close it on the call itself, consultation call, or immediately after the call. Okay. So that requires some skills. You cannot push people. You cannot, force people, because that's negative, and it will not only make people say I don't want this, but they will go and talk about it in the social media everywhere. The Asian people do like this. So it requires skill, very polished, sophisticated skill called closure skill. How you can take step by step certain statements, certain questions, certain statements, certain questions, listening, appreciating, acknowledging. So all of this will come. There's a very specific book, two books rather, I would say, you can read if you want to read. One is How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Bettger. It's a Bible for you. We started the business, and this is one of the first few books we read. And this helps you in developing your closure skills. And second book is The Art of Closing the Sale. Art of Closing by Brian Tracy. So there are two books. If you study well and you implement, practice, you will become very good at closures. And of course, your upline can train you specifically how they do their own way to it. Okay, so that's the skill. So now yeah. So this is what was there today session. We'll go to questions now. We have 10 minutes. Any questions? Does that, first of all, let me ask you this. Today's training, did it make sense? The process of getting clients, and then what do you guys need to do to become good at it? So the mindset wise, knowledge wise, and skill wise. Uday, did it help you? Huh?
Yes, Sandeep.
Okay. Priya, was it helpful?
Yes, Sandeep. Today I got a new this of consultation. Most of the time it happens that we explain everything, and then when it comes to supplement, they show objection. And then you feel सारा कुछ बोल दिया और फिर बाद में like it was a waste of time. So this is a good idea to have it early and then go to the explanation part.
See, there's a concept called eat the frog. तो जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है ना, जहाँ पे लोग अटकते हैं, उसको पहले नहीं क्लियर करके उसको लास्ट में रखेंगे, क्योंकि So one thing is that I don't want to divulge the diet details, the stress management details, because those are very intrinsic to our program. A lot of time people they understand the diet कौन सा अच्छा है तो low carb diet है वो मैं पता कर लूंगा मेरे को हो जाएगा, and they on their own they start do following the low carb diet. It happens. Okay. So again, if you get buy-in for the supplements, they may just give you a fake buy-in because they are curious to know ये क्या है. It's not perfect, but yes, it helps. Is better. Okay, let's go with questions. Questions, please. No questions? I'm so good. You guys are so good. हाँ उदय बोलो.
So, मतलब जैसे आपने मतलब in the beginning you said, right, a lot of people try to get a lot of information on the chat itself. They're like, can I, how does this work? What maybe the fees. So generally people ask fees at the end, but how does it work? What kind of diet it is? What do you do? Do you use supplements? So these kind of question comes like on the chat itself, right? So one thing which I understood from you is if there is not a number coming and there is a lot of questions coming, probably it's better to go sideways. But how do we recognize whether this person is really interested? Maybe he just want a little bit of more information before he connects on a call, or like, how do we do that?
So I wouldn't tell you to judge it, because when you want to judge it, you'll make mistakes. So I don't want to make a mistake of wrongly judging a good lead because they are asking questions and not giving the number. I would just say that develop a process of answering. So if they ask a question about cost or diet or what do you guys recommend, then with your upline, work out a standard response to these things. These are frequently asked. You must have a standardized response, or just copy paste. Don't even type also.
Okay.
That kind of response. That see, for us, helping people is not just we give a diet and weight loss ho gaya. It is more about approaching it holistically, where we first need to understand all the details about you and then develop a program which is very customized to your needs. तो वो chat पे तो discuss नहीं हो सकता. For that we need to get on a call. So you work with the upline and come up with, do not on the fly decide कि क्या मुझे respond करना. You must have a written down documented responses. So that it becomes easy for anybody. एक brand new person भी copy paste कर सकता है वो सब question. And it is just 2-3 lines, right? All upline leaders can do this.
Yeah.
These are the 4, 5, 6 questions people ask. This is how I respond to it. And after response, ask for the call. Don't even ask for number. Let's get on a call.
Yeah.
What time can I call you? He says that कल रात को शाम को 7 o'clock. अब शाम को 7 o'clock बोल रहा है कॉल करने के लिए तो नंबर भी चाहिए. So that becomes easy to take number. But if initially I ask you number दो अपना, so it becomes little dicey. But you first said let's get on a call. Okay, this is my number. You share your number. Don't do all of. I don't wait. I said for the next to discuss further and better understand your condition, we need to get on a call. We will take 10-15 minutes call. So tell me what time works for you. And then when I confirm the time and day, then this is my number. Please share your number.
Okay.
So sometimes people may say that I will call you. When I say that I will not pick up, I have no number call. So it is important I save your number. In fact, when my client gives me referrals, I tell my client, please ask your referrals to first message me on WhatsApp because I will not pick up the call. If I say not a saved number, I don't pick up. My time is very valuable. So always they should message me on WhatsApp first. Hi Sandeep. And then I'll set up the call with them.
So yes,
so the idea is that just because they're not giving number and they're asking question, I cannot come to a conclusion they're not genuine. Because they can be not genuine, they can also be a skeptic or curious kind of people. They are also genuine leads. They also want to lose weight, but they still maybe have experiences in the past. It's not gone well. So they're skeptic. So you have a defined process mechanism of answering questions And when you have done your best, to the best of your ability, you have answered their questions and asked for a call, still they don't want, then you know that now it's not genuine.
Yeah. So
Make
I think,
sense?
yeah, it does make sense. So if I speak for myself and probably Nitin, I think when we get any detail-oriented questions, so our standard response usually is, without understanding what is the issue, we cannot comment on what kind of diet or what kind of workouts or how the program will be. So once we have an idea of the issue or the underlying cause, this is after explaining like the root cause or thing, or even before that. And for the second thing, say picking up an unknown number, that's a very good point that I would like to use, because I think we have a default system in our phone also these days that which makes sure that the unknown numbers goes into the voicemail rather than you getting a call. So I think that's a good point, addition for me especially.
And even you have this standard answers, right? So any business should have a continuous improvement policy. So you have a standard answer, you're using it, but keep tracking, is it working?
Yeah.
So somebody asks a question, I give the standard answer. Sometimes it's just not working. So then you may think, okay, let me bring some changes in this standard answer. Okay. So idea is to, why I'm saying this, because the line that you said, or maybe you and Nitin both are using, it started a little negative. Start that without understanding your detail. You're a little negative. What I would say that I'm sure you would have seen that what great result Reshape Nation has been giving. And the one primary reason that we have been able to achieve such great results because we design program which is customized to a person's needs and details.
Mm.
So it is very important for us to first understand your details, and hence it is important to get in a call.
That sounds more positive way.
Again, I'm not saying what I'm saying is great.
Yeah.
I also would like to improve this. I can also make it better. So all of us should have this mindset that track, if it is working, don't fix it. What is not broken, don't fix it. But if it's not giving you the result that you want to, more people are that, hey, I'm not satisfied with the answers, and they stop messaging, then it's not working. So improve. That's the idea.
Yeah. Makes sense. Thanks, Sandeep.
Okay, any other question? All right, guys. So I think we can stop the recording. The reason, so this set of series of training is on the request of Badri. I want all of you to express gratitude to Badri. It is his insistence that I'm doing this because he understands that I have the knowledge sitting in my head, leveraging it. That's how we all should operate. Okay. Now the idea behind doing is this. I have no shame in saying this or no problem saying that. That as a business team, we are not doing as well that we can do, right? So hence it needs some intervention from us, all of us, with the leadership. So we are doing this now. Whether this training, my effort will work for the growth of the team, it depends on you. That how well do you use these things, and be willing to make mistakes, right? It's one of the most fundamental thing I believe, I deeply believe in, for becoming successful. To become successful, we all must be willing to make mistakes, and we must be willing to fail. You come to our house sometimes and you hear whatever conversation happens between me and my daughter Sanvi. It is all about making mistakes and learning, all about failing and learning and becoming better. That's what we discuss about. Okay. Why it is more important in my household? Because my daughter, I am very intelligent. My wife is also very intelligent. My daughter is greater than sum total of two of us. That's how she is. So when you are blessed like that from with intelligence, you tend to take success granted. You're doing well in school, it's being very easy for you. But I know that law of average is always there, always works, right? So law. So I know that she is going to encounter a very steep failure somewhere around the corner. And it will break her heart if that happens without an understanding of failures and mistakes. The same thing applies to you. A lot of us don't do things because we are afraid of making mistakes. What will people say? People laugh at us. Okay. Or failing that. oh, I have been doing consultation for last 4-5 times, but everybody has not taken nobody has taken the program, and we kind of think that this is it. This is not for me. Okay, I failed. Let me ask you a question. Which is final, success or failure? See, after of making mistake, nobody answering. What if my answer is
Being
wrong?
failure is final, I think so.
Nahi. It's okay. No? So Nitin gave an answer, but it was a mistake. Correct? Wrong answer. The real answer is success. We fail. One day, we become successful. Okay. So either fail, success is final, or quitting is final. Okay. Failure is never. Failure is always the process to become successful. Always. You show me as somebody who achieved success, I show you somebody who failed. And failed, and failed, and failed, and failed. So you do consultation, program was not taken up, failure. Failure, again failure, again failure. But someday you'll become successful. And you'll only become successful if you chose not to give up. Right? That's it. That's the only thing you need to remember. And make mistakes. So I have given you a fantastic way to do consultation. I'll share my script also. You keep the script in front of you also. I say that if you're new, have the script in front of you. I don't want you to read from the script, but just in case you get deviated, you can see, I have to speak this. But again, it will happen, right? I have seen people do this. So somebody was sitting at my home and said that, no, this is a script, you do consultation. Okay. And he was doing consultation, he got up. And he, like habit, right? So people have that when they got a call, they want to go to the balcony, they want to go to the other room to do the call. वो चला गया, बैठा हूँ वहां पे, वो चला गया, वो पूरा कॉल करके आया बाहर बैल्कनी में, डार्क अंधेरे में. बोला क्या हुआ? बोला हो गया. हाँ, क्या बोला उसने? बोला सोच के बता, he will think and get back to me. तो ठीक है. I knew that he deviated. So once you don't have the script, you will deviate. That's okay. But he made a mistake and he failed, right? But that's how people learn, right? I'm okay with that. We all do. I also make mistakes. So that's how you need to operate. So please start doing your own pre-consultation and consultation. Talk to your upline, understand their current method, how they are doing it. I told you the variations are there. So although I recommend that you start from the skeleton I told you, but you can choose to follow what your upline is doing, and that will be good because your upline understands you the best, your personality, your abilities, and strengths and weaknesses. So they are the best people to guide you. Listen to your mentor, upline, coach all the time. Okay, they are the best people. So start this, and next Friday again we made the same time. There we will go. I will go to get a deep dive of the skills. I spoke about presentation skills, listening skills, closure skills, objection handling skills. I'll go a little deep. For me, everything is science. So I always explain from that perspective. Listening is a science. Closure is science. Objection handling is a science. So I'll explain you the science. So when you understand science, it becomes easy to do. Everybody can do it, isn't it? Science is A plus B equal to C. Science is you boil water, heat water to 100 degrees, it will convert it to steam. It will happen all the time. That's science. So which means that everybody can do it equally well. The moment you make it an art, then somebody who are really good at doing it, they can do better. So all the skills I will break into science and I'll help you understand so that you can do it. But it's not a replacement of reading books, which you need to read. All right, guys, chalo, we'll end it. Take care. Good night. We'll meet again next Friday.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Sandeep.
Thank
Thank you,
you so
Badri.
much.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
all.
Thank you, Badri.
Good night.